Okay, so whether or not to tell someone about groypers, the cult or cabal of social media cabal, is a balancing line. Because somebody might need to hear about them because they're in proximity to them or vying or in contention, and maybe even some people who are groypers are starting to compile up against somebody, come at somebody from an angle that they probably shouldn't be able to come at them. And the reason why I wouldn't tell someone about groypers is because they can't win. And the stories and things that are about them, and even within that group, they have to know some dirt so that you don't stray from the pack, so that they can destroy you if you threaten to leave. But and that sounds like a cabal, like Illuminati. Like usually we suspect them of holding out something of our from us, or side deals and cutting us out. But this is a group that can't win, so what's the point of telling you? And somebody I watched was talking about how they suck out the masculinity, and that's so true. And this is so true, because you keep having these people that they look up to because they're the manosphere, and it always turns out that they have like something on them, and they're in the groypers, like Jack Murphy or Andrew Tate is been approached or become one of these groypers. Social media, they claim to be on the conservative side, and then also in the building up of masculine energy, but they're not. And so, like, I told Mike Winters, because what's his name? So it was on No Jumper, and even I don't like No Jumper, and it's a little embarrassing to know that I'm even aware of No Jumper. Like, it was like they could have been better armed before. It's Nick Fuentes, because Nick Fuentes is in the groypers, but Nick Fuentes is also a down low. You know, he's jealous of like Destiny's wife. Like he's like has a weird energy around that is like. But anyways, like he does, like, tries to prank his friends and his roommates, and goes one toke over the line, and strips them of their masculinity, because when like he was taking pictures of his roommate and posting them online and shit, like invading his space, his man space, you know what I mean, posting him sleeping like he were like an own, and it was kind of cringy, or like he was going around with a black light and looking for cum stains on furnitures and shit like that. Like everywhere he'd pop out and try to film it and own people by showing smudges of like things, like suspicious things with the black light. And in one instance, I guess there was cops were called or something, and there was some incident or something like that where he ended up testifying in court as a cock splatter analysis. Like, he's on paper documented as a cock spatter analysis with his blacklight antics. And so when I seen him trying to troll people on No Jumper, you know what I mean, and they were like concerned, they wanted to have to take an issue with some of the things that he said about, like, when black people in airports should have their hands chopped off or something like this. Like, maybe he's trying to troll people. You don't really believe these things, but they say some stuff to try to troll people and get in their feelings, and then they try to troll. I don't know why you want to show up on No Jumper, like, stay in your lane. Like, you don't have no audience over there except for people who think that you're the devil. So, like, you're just showing up to be edgy, and it's not, and you're gonna flip flop, because that's how motherfuckers flip flop. Like Gene Simmons. Not, is his name Gene Simmons? The Kiss, the dude from Kiss, who's trying to be edgy and That's how you end up a counterculture telling you to listen to the government. Because when he was saying, he wouldn't have flip-flopped his whole position if he didn't think he was being edgy. But it came out that it wasn't edgy, and he had a new position on life. Okay, that he doesn't believe that shit. They're trying to. So, anyways, I don't know if he's a groyper. I don't know about that because he's not really a social media personality. But okay, so back to how they suck the masculine energy out, and it's not that I'm the most masculine energy person. It's just that I've seen a lot of intellect type masculine energy people in social media that don't do the type of shit that Andrew Tate does, arguing with Greta Thunberg, like, you know, arguing with the little girl, you know, like, and snitching on himself. Like, he snitched on himself to the extent that people had to know, stay away from, and then, but instead a lot of people found an affinity with, or they took him as being like a masculine because he's like, you know, tells women what up, you know what I mean, like they're gonna do what he say, and and then when they come, it seemed like he's being persecuted or something. Then people are like, "Oh yeah," because of a few things that he said resonated with them. But a few things that anybody says can resonate with you. A few things that anybody say gonna resonate. You know, and Jack Murphy, like, he was happy to go along letting people think that he was a masculine leader that's gonna teach men how to, you know, like, be more better men, more alpha energy and shit. And it turned out that he was like, you know, likes you know, if the energy's right, and he'll fuck a man. He said if it's the right kind of, if they got the right kind of energy and he likes the right kind of attitude, then the man is attractive. Okay, then later on, I don't know, it's like you find out a bunch of crap that after he's already been popping it, you know, he's been popping his shit. You know, talking mad, you know, like he's got hella game. And when I seen him talk on No Jumper, I wanted to help the people on No Jumper. You know what I mean? But to have something to bat his ass energy down. Because he's only there because he smells masculine energy, and he's a DL. You know what I mean? Like, he's just sniffing, smelling. He's like, oh, it's masculine energy over here. Let me go try to troll some of it up let me get up from them, from you know, the confusion and shit, why I'm trolling and shit, when you, like, they come from a different world. They're not really supposed to understand everything that's going on the same way that you come to understand it right now, at this very instance, right? Okay, so it's the Groypers, and I wanted to, because you can't leave a comment on this channel that I be watching. She has comments shut off. I guess that's something that you have to do on some level. I haven't had to do that because nobody knows. Like, I don't think anybody wants to listen to somebody talk real on the internet. So I don't think that, because, not saying that everything I know is the truth, and not saying that I'm always keeping it a tight stack bundle. You know, like, my energy can come unbalanced, and I might have a skewed perspective too. But there's not gonna ever be more than like 2 views and 1 like really, and I don't have a problem with that. It's fine. But I wanted to reach out to that person, Occult View, and tell him about, you said that it seemed like he was in a cult, and that cult is very specifically known as the Groypers, Groypers, and yeah, they're like a conservative Republican cabal that likes to suck off masculine energy in a gaslight kind of way, like, and it could be coerced. It could be like what's it called, plotting. You know, like like getting together saying, oh, we're gonna go and brigade this channel. We're gonna go and we're gonna leave certain comments on this channel to get them maybe demonetized. If they respond, we're gonna do this and this and that to these different channels. You know what I mean? Because they're not, you know, one of us. One of us. Okay, whatever. Just, I can't understand it because I'm not that type of personality or I don't have to aggregate my power that way. Like I'm fine with nobody knowing what my power is or coming into my power in a time, least, you know, in a time that I'm supposed to come into it, or not. You know, it's not the end all be all or anything like that, but I have chances to recognize when I can claim my power. Then and that is my power. So it's not anything like I can hold out on somebody else or say that it isn't there, because it could be very powerful. But see, that's the thing. That's the masculine energy can do that, and it's like they're trying to. That's a trip. See, like they try to get astral currency up from people, you know, from dead people, you know, like, and then, there was Blavatsky's before, but now it's the Groypers. You know what I mean? Like, like I would say, and so they have designs on this, on the manosphere. They're in competition for people that were in the manosphere, and they took them out, even though it seemed like, because they wanted them to get with them. You know what I mean? They were outside of that and took him out. Kevin Samuels. He was taken out by Ostensia. See, I don't know if, like, Ostensia Alcantara, her name. She's a person of interest. She's just a person of interest. I'm not saying that she herself, but it's kind of odd when time after time somebody drops dead, and they were discovered by off-duty female police officers, and the person that he was with is not even being mentioned. Ostensia Alcantara was there serving him drinks, Red Bull. She was knocking stuff off shelves. He was arguing with her in the last video. Nobody ever talks about her. Nobody ever brings her up. Nobody ever, like, you're okay. So you want to say you were his friend, but then you just want to shut down when it comes to, like, fucking finding out what this last person who's serving him drinks, who said that they gave him CPR, who said that they were a nurse, but didn't know how to give CPR. And then while he was falling all over her and passing out, it was 2 hours later that he was discovered, and she's not there. Okay, like, all right, you know, aside. So it seemed like he was taken out by Blavatskyites, non-government organized political action groups. I'm telling you exactly what the fuck who it is. If you want to say conspiracy theory, I'm not saying they. I didn't say they. I said go ask, go find. If you ask this person, they'll put you on to the next, to what you need to know. If you could get the information out of her, because I don't think that you could. That's a trip. No, I would know exactly the type of entities or agencies that, while people still want to act like it's conspiracy theory and you're in an occult haze, I just told you exactly what it is. I'm not yelling at the person that because if I made this video in response to that person, I'm not yelling at that person. I'm just getting animated. It's just getting animated. Because how the fuck did I know? You know what I'm saying? I know because I watched AK-47 go through the videos and everything before shit started disappearing off the internet. Before, you know, it's like, and without archivability, I'm just knowing. I don't really, I'm not text, you know what I'm saying, savvy, but I was like, I seen shit right in the time when I know more about it than everybody. I seen the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting live. I watched it happen live. Nobody knew anybody and everything, and then pop, and there's sparks, light, and fucking people running over and everything, and fucking I was just watching somebody live stream the riots. I was watching somebody live stream the riots. So then after that, everybody got this different impression, and I can't even really. I have to tone down what my rhetoric and what I know, because for them it's different, because what they know. Somebody's failing. Social media is it's really in your own hands. Don't say that anybody's failing you, because they didn't fail me. Everybody else that looked to the mainstream media got failed, and now you're emotionally attached to concepts and ideas that are not even true, and I have to dance around that shit. Because I know where you're coming from, but you don't have any information. Sorry. It's fine. You're not supposed to. That's why I don't tell people about the groypers. If you're gonna gag, you're gonna fucking throw up. No, like there's some, I can't even explain them to a woman, because you'd be like talking to them and telling them this shit, and they'd be like, I'm a girl. Like, you don't tell me this stuff. Yeah. So you have this channel that I'd be watching has an uncanny knack and for landing right on shit, but she's not seeing it firsthand, which is understandable, because you're not supposed to if you're in a different, you know what I mean. But people are gonna have to be told about the groypers, some people, and I have to walk a fine line between who I tell about the groypers and who, if I'm listening to something and it's a groypers channel, or if it's a channel that groypers are on, or it's about them, I have to wear headphones. This shit is trippy. This shit is really trippy, because I never understood or knew or could believe about is a counterfeit masculinity that can suck energy off of people. And I gotta explain it to in a way I can, which is not spooky or dooky or spooky dooky kind of. Isn't seance and woo, like, no, you can fucking illustrate fucking high-tech assassination and fucking like it's a tactic. But we want to see the technology or something. I think show us how the technology works. You're not really interested then, if you guys, because you like a sensation. I'm the word. There is such as a thing in the. Okay, so there's. Do you want to know what it is or not? Because not everybody's interested in learning about how high tech, and what are you gonna do? Tell them if they don't want to accept what knowledge there is about high tech assassination, you're gonna tell them about the victim mentality. You know what I mean? They're lining yourself up. You might see them lining themselves up because they are. You can't really favor experimentalism, but you can be led to believe that it's in your favor. Then people who think that experimentalism is the way to go line themselves up in a way that is attractive to predators. It's like sending signals to everybody to come fucking screw me over. I'm a cosine, and or maybe I'm an overachiever, and I need to be balanced out by an underachiever. And with a cosine, you can control me. You know what I mean? Or like a shoddy fucking car body dealer, someone who does work on cars, saying I'll overcharge you, but I can put a stipulation for other services. You get to rob me down the line. You're getting over on the company. I'm just doing it this way because like it's like some little scam. Like I messed up. I gotta go and rewrite. I gotta rewrite this invoice and something, and I gotta make it in a way. If you do, let me do this. Fucking, and they're robbing you and telling you you can they're overcharging you, and they're telling you can rob them for services later to help them stay out of trouble. Keep my nose clean. It's like you depend on you want to help. You know what I mean? The scammers will evolve the whole play and depend on whatever it is like that they need. It changes so you feel sorry for them, or so that. Or even make you mad so you can say, like, you think you're owning them and you're giving them more information. So this shit is like, you no rest for the weary, kind of like, you gotta just decide to, you know, like convicts would say, just when you just decide, you just realize you just time to just do your time, and like a man, then you're like more enjoyable to be around, and you make time fly fast for other people. Then, and, you know, it's like until then, like it's like people are like saying, "Let me walk you through this door," and you're taking their help to, like a blind person leading you into the fucking frame, the door frame, like head first, like helping you.